Katie. I own a small bath and body business in Washington State. I'm a mom of 2, and this channel is about my real, relatable life. Cold process soap. It's going to be a little bit of a wild one. I will show you what I mean in a minute. First, I'm going to measure out all of my oils and butters. I'm making 2 batches tonight. That's why I have 2 separate things. In this video, you're just going to see me make the bigger batch here. There's 5 different oils melted down and a little bit of kaolin clay. Okay, here is the wild part about this loaf that we're making. We're actually going to do 4 loaves. I have so many little pieces of soaps that I plan to do some things with that like didn't happen, and I just had so many I wanted to use them all up. I got a ton of scraps. These are all just cut up. I have a bunch of black ones in the bottom here too. So my plan is to add all my random pieces into my batter, and I think I'm gonna make my batter like a neon color with all these in, and then I'm going to put all this random stuff on the top. So we will see how it turns out. I'm going to be using a scent called Yacht Club by Nature's Garden. Okay, so by this point, my oils are weighed out with the clay. I have my fragrance oil weighed over here, and then I have a container with my lye water. This has water, lye, sugar, and sodium lactate. I'm wearing my protective gloves at this point, protective eyewear as well, and I have my stick blender ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this up, and I'm going to add the fragrance oil. I believe this fragrance behaves just fine, so I'm gonna add it in the beginning. Plus I'm just doing a single color, and I'm adding the confetti stuff in. Once that's well blended, I'm going to mix up our colorants here. I've decided I'm going to use oh gosh, I don't even know how to say this. Celadon Green by Nurture Soap, and I have Radioactive by Mad Micas. I only get Micas from these 2 companies. Love them so much. I think that the neon is really going to make the confetti pieces pop. Okay, this is actually more like a thick trace. If you're not a soap maker, trace is basically when you pick up some batter and you go like this. Once it starts to kind of lay on top and it's thick enough, If it just lightly lays on top, that's kind of a light trace. This is like a medium to thick trace. Once you're hitting like pudding consistency, that's considered thick trace. So I've got all my random pieces here. Here's gonna be a tricky part. I'm not really sure how much I need to add to fill up the molds that I have. I've made enough of the raw batter for 3 molds. However, I want to fill up 4 full molds once I have these pieces in. I'm gonna get quite a bit in there. Oh my gosh, that might be a little too much. This is gonna be such a weird soap. I just had this vision where it's just like, almost like Nickelodeon slime, and it's just covering all these cool colors, and when you cut into it, you get kind of a little surprise. Tempted to add more. Thinking about adding some little scraps too. Let's see, I've got things like this. I've got so many scraps, guys. I bubble all of my soaps, so all of the little edge pieces are left, and as you can see, I do not waste anything. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a wild one, and it's very thick. Oh, I lost my spatula there. Okay, we want to get this into a mold before it gets too thick to work with. It's already getting pretty thick. Okay, so I've got my 4 molds here. I'm going to try to kind of plop it in there. I don't know, I can usually pour it, but I don't think it's gonna work. Maybe once it's not so heavy. Been trying to think of what the smell reminds me of. I should have had the scent notes ready for you guys, but I don't. It smells like a hotel soap. So it still has that kind of classic soapy smell, but like something you would get at a nice hotel. If you guys ever have any suggestions for my channel, please let me know. I have no idea what I'm doing, as I've said, but this was my resolution this year, was to start a YouTube channel. I love watching other soapers on YouTube, but I just feel like I could bring something a little bit different to the table. I will say this soap is not really my usual soap. I usually make more pretty swirly kind of stuff, but I thought this would be a fun way to start out the channel too. Let's see, I'm gonna move this camera and try to pour it. Heavy, and it's just thick. I definitely blended a little bit too long. Story of my life. If you've ever made soap, you know that it's very easy, especially with certain recipes, to over blend, and then it's just more difficult to work with. My recipe gets thick pretty quickly. I do soap at room temperature, which makes things move slower, but it's still a pretty fast moving recipe. This in the mold, I pushed it down, I've hit it down on the ground many times, try to get the air bubbles out, as you can see here. Since it is so thick, I really run the risk of having a lot of air pockets inside, which is really just cosmetic, I guess, but I do not want them. Add all of my little weird pieces. And I'm just doing these random, they're not going to be like per bar, so people are going to get, you know, maybe half a skull and half a heart or something. But this soap is the random. Looks so funny, and I think I might even fill in some of these blank spaces with some more soap scraps. I don't know what I should call this soap, so if you have any ideas, please let me know. Hoping these will stick in there. It's just so thick, it's like, it's not really workable. I'm a little bit scared that this is gonna break my cutter, not gonna lie. I might just have to cut it with like a kitchen knife because all these soap pieces that I put in are already cured. I mean, they've all been drying and hardening for months, so just kind of doing these random. I can hear the little, oops, upside down. I can hear the little bubbles popping through when I push into it. That's not the best sign. Of course, I would make this soap be my first YouTube soap, huh? I will show you some nice soap on the next video, I promise. A little more relaxing and a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, I guess. But even these big soaps would, I don't know. Oh yeah, they'll fit. And I'll put it kind of in this dip right there. Little shorter piece. This is something else, huh? I think we'll definitely have to put some glitter on at the end, just to add to the weirdness. I'm gonna have to figure out how I can put these videos still on my other social medias, usually on TikTok, so pretty new to the long form content, so I'm not new to talking to myself, so no worries there. I made these little rings. I was going to make a Lord of the Rings soap, and then I just didn't do it. And then The skulls were a Halloween thing that I didn't, oh man. I didn't have enough time to do. I did do other Halloween soaps, but not these. If you're looking at this soap going, what in the world is going on? You're not alone. Me too. I don't know about those big ones. Maybe I should have left those guys off. They're cute though. Anything goes on this soap. This channel, I want to be like the Bob Ross of soap making here. See, my personal life might be a little messy, but my soap making, I want to be relaxing. Okay, so I've got all the crap on the top. I'm going to get some glitters. Glitter. I have Mad Micas Atomic Number 79, and I have Mad Micas Hollow Glitter. So these are both biodegradable glitters. I only use biodegradable glitters in my products. Let's just give it a dusting. Oh my gosh, that's a little bit too much. I think maybe I should have put the glitter on first, and then the little thingies, the toppings, I guess. This one's just in a duster. Okay, and then usually I'd spray with rubbing alcohol. I don't know if it's gonna matter now. I'm gonna avoid some soda ash. I don't know if that's gonna do anything at this point. You can help me in a minute.
Jeez.
Oh, this is gonna break my cutter.
Baby boy. Mitchell. Yeah.
Whoa, it's gonna look interesting.
Great job, Mom.
They are giant, way bigger than my normal bars. They were very hard to cut. I had to use my old cutter because I just didn't want to risk breaking my nice cutter. They turned out pretty cool, I guess. Look at all these different pieces. This is like truly one of a kind. Like, you cannot replicate it. Look at all the different cool colors in there. Because this did get some air pockets on the side of some of them, so you can see like this, I will probably sell these for just a discounted price. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I used up all these scraps. I hate wasting anything, and it was really fun.